How are you finding it? Been back in a hot seat anyway.
Yeah, it's grand. It's nice to be back at it. Yeah, sure. Look, once you get back into it all, it's like you never left into the trust of it. And in fairness, the lads have working really hard, and their attitude and application, and everything we've asked of them to date is going okay. But yeah, it's good to be back.
Were you wary of being out too long, and has it changed even much since you stepped out? I'll put it to you that way.
I think very much so. I think so. But I think to your question, like we're going to be 4 years gone at this stage, and it's if you obviously doing a bit of media and punditry work, but we just felt maybe that if we went to 4 or 5 years, that it is harder to get back, and maybe you get stuck in the rough as well. But the enticement of even when you're going to games and when it's in you, it's hard to let it go.
Were you doing much the last 3 years? Were you doing bits of underage even back home, or was that mostly it? Were you with any senior teams like that?
No. Locked in with my own young lads at home in Clanbridge, and under 14s, 15s, 16s now. That was the height of it.
How do you find it? I presume the three probably drive up together.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, so we commute together. So it's easy. So it's not as taxing on if you were doing the drive on your own. Do you know what I mean? So we share the drive and do a bit of work in the car on the way up.
Probably saves a bit of time, does it?
No, it does. It's actually good. Yeah,
rather than making calls the whole time, you probably talk up and the way and the way back.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so it's good.
You probably, I think you shared the punditry room with Davey last year. You'd be going against him in your first game in the league. I presume you're looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, it is. Sure. Look, for now it's about focusing on the league. Yeah, it's 2 weeks tough assignment for us, but look, one we're looking forward to.
You cast your net pretty wide, would it be fair to say? I think you went to look at a lot of games, a lot of different clubs represented. Yeah. That's just a matter of seeing if there's a few unpolished gems that you can find maybe.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're happy with some of the lads that we found. Like there was a big turnover from the squad, like in around the 10 mark. Have stepped away through one thing or another, so those gaps had to be filled, and as you said, we went to as many club games as we could, and I've seen an awful lot working with a squad in excess of 50, so the Walsh Cup was good for us to see as many of those lads as possible, and obviously the more experienced lads getting them minutes back on the pitch. So big 2 weeks again now for us to regroup and set the standard again now.
You're operating off a pretty big squad, I'd say. There's probably a fair few trimmings that have to be made.
Yeah.
Which is not easy.
It's not easy, that's the hard part of the job. And as I said, since we've gone up there, everyone has put the shoulders to the wheel hugely, and it's the hard part of the job now, when you have to thin it out, but c'est la vie.
Does any part of you think about the prospect of going up against your native county later in the year, and was that something you had to think about before you took on the job?
Yeah, but it's inevitable because we're in Leinster in the same competition. We're going to had it last week, so at least the first time's always the hardest, and that's done.
Even coming up against Davey must have been interesting there,
Davey Glenn.
Yeah.
It's always interesting when you meet Davey.
And just on the performance as well, got the job done, I suppose, professional enough.
Yeah, it was job done, professional enough. Thought defensively solid enough, but look, as I said, the bigger objective was to give lads some game time, and we got that today.
Thanks, Micheal. Appreciate that. Good man.